너무도 많아서 이 밤도 내 마음에 저 달에 새긴다.
Hello everybody, welcome back to this week's Hot Interview. Right now in the studio we have Park Jung-hyun, who is going to talk to us about her latest album. Hi.
Hi.
Nice to have you with us today. Could you first say hello to all the listeners out there?
Hi everybody, my name is Park Jung-hyun. I'm a Korean recording artist, and it's nice to be here, and it's nice to speak in English. It's kind of a change.
Right. For me too. Okay, could you introduce your fifth studio album for our listeners? It's entitled On and On.
Yes, it's my fifth album, and it's called On and On. And you know, it's a hodgepodge of different musical styles that I personally like to listen to.
Right.
You know, and the way I sing, I have a very strong R&B flavor to my vocal technique.
Right.
But I like to listen to different other kinds of music. I like rock, I like jazz. So I just wanted to do that and then just show my, you know, personality in the music as much as possible.
Okay. So. The title track of the album is entitled 달.
달, which is moon.
Yes. Tell us a bit about the song.
달 is, it's got this when I first heard this song, it was a what do you call it? A musical instrumental piece.
Right.
And it was performed by the Chinese instrument. That's it's called the erhu, and it's very long. It's got it's very, very sad. You know, all the karate movies.
Right.
It always comes out in that.
Okay.
And it was just such a great melody. It reminded me of some sort of, you know, historical fantasy movie, you know, something like Yeonin or something. And I wanted to try it out by singing. So we turned it into a vocal song. So it's got an element of it's got like a mysterious element to it. It's got a fantasy element to it. So I don't think I've ever tried anything like that before in terms of ballad.
Okay.
So, you know, it was just something that I wanted to try and see if I could do.
Okay,
yeah.
Great. Could you tell us a bit about the album making process? What has it been like for you? This is your fifth album.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's different every time you make an album. What was it like this time?
This time around, it took a long time. It took literally 1 year to make this album. And I started working on this album in the beginning of 2004. And as soon as finished, we printed it and we came out with it. And everyone's like, where have you been all this time? I'm like, I've been making the album. But this time around, I did a lot more stuff personally.
You wrote some of the lyrics to the songs, and you produced the songs.
Yeah, you know, I always write. You know, I've been writing songs and lyrics since I was in high school.
Right.
But this is the first time I've tried writing lyrics in Korean.
Okay.
So that was a really big challenge for me musically. And you know, usually I'll put in 1 or 2 songs that I wrote into an album, just for, you know, like a little spice, because it's such a different color in terms of musical styles with the other songs. And this time around, I put in 4 songs.
Okay.
So you do see a lot more of me in the album. I arranged songs, and I even played the piano this time around, which was a new thing for me. So yeah, just a lot of different new things, self-challenges, and a lot more responsibility.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
Okay. In your own eyes, how do you think you have evolved over the years? How long has it been since you first debuted?
I debuted in 1998, so that's 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
So how do you think you've evolved over the years, yourself as an artist and your music?
I've gotten older. That's the biggest change that that comes to mind. But I do feel a big difference when I do Korean music because it doesn't take me, you know, a day to absorb lyrics like it did the first time around. I wasn't really good at speaking Korean when I first came out here, so it was a real struggle for me to really sound fluent when I sang. And this time around, you know, someone will give me a lyric sheet and I'll just look through it. Maybe there'll be 1 or 2 words, that I don't know, but other than that. And even when I sing my older songs now, it just feels really different. You know, there's a maturity in there, just because I'm just more familiar with the nuances of the language,
which is really important. I think
it's great.
Yeah,
I never thought that I would be at this kind of point in terms of fluency in my life, so it's really wonderful.
Okay, I think you have an amazingly expressive voice.
Oh, thank you.
When you perform or when you sing your songs, what goes through your mind? What are the feelings that you go through?
I approach myself when I listen to music. The lyrics come to me first. I pay attention most to lyrics. So, as a singer, what I try to do is be the storyteller of the song. You know, the song has a story. It has a personality. Every song is a character. So I kind of try and just inhabit that character. And it's like an actor doing a monologue. You know, they're delivering their thoughts, their story. I feel like I'm a messenger for the song.
So each time you sing a different song, you're going through a different emotional
Yeah, I'm going into a different character and a different story to tell. Yeah, so I think of singing as storytelling. You know, and it is performing. Yeah, and that I just enjoy it. I love to do that more than anything else in the world. It's so much fun.
What inspires you to do music?
I don't know. What inspires me?
Yeah, when you write your lyrics. Say, for example.
Oh, you know, sometimes, you know, I wrote lyrics in Korean this time for this album, and one of them is about like a past love. So it comes from my own experience, and just like everybody else, you know, when I'm sad, I'll write a sad poem, or when I'm angry, I'll vent through music. But then I wrote another song called Ghost, and that's a completely fictional story that I made up. I also like to create stories, or I get inspired by something that I saw on TV or in the theater, or something that I read in a novel.
You're right.
So yeah, I take my inspiration from everywhere.
Okay, so she really is a storyteller.
I am. I am a story. I take my friends' stories. I rip them off.
Okay. Tell us a bit about your life in the U.S.
In the U.S., growing up.
Yeah.
Well, I was born and raised in Los Angeles, Southern California. So I was pretty much the average California girl. I do have the Valley accent because I was born in the Valley, which I try and hide as much as possible.
Aww.
But I had a very normal, I was kind of a meek, shy girl.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, and I was kind of a nerd. I just did nothing but study.
Okay.
I was one of those study bugs. You know, and my parents put a lot of pressure on me to get good grades, which is common in Korean American households.
I think so.
So, so you know so.
Right, of course.
So, yeah. Just, you know, school, homework, sleep. And that was kind of, you know, and I had friends, but I was, you know, I was a good girl. So, yeah, not much. Went to the beach a lot.
So is your lifestyle as an artist, as an entertainer, is it very much different from, you know, that life you had?
Oh, yes, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, first of all, I'm living in a different country, and nothing prepared me, nothing in my childhood prepared me for a life in Seoul.
Right.
And Seoul is such an urban, you know, fast-paced city, and I wasn't used to that either. So it took me a long time to adjust, but yeah, it is really different. My friends in the States can't believe what I do for a living. Yeah, they can't imagine it. They know, but they can't imagine it. You know, it's black and white, night and day.
That's so hard to imagine because I mean I've seen you on stage, and when I see you perform, you know, you're so powerful. You know, all the songs that you sing, there's so much power, and you know, you just really, your voice and your songs really appeal to the audience. And I don't know, I just can't imagine you as a shy person.
I really was. I really was shy. I was the one that everybody knew me by face, and they knew me as like, oh, that Asian girl who gets the good grades, but nobody knew my name.
Right.
You know, I started coming out of my shell around, I would guess my third year in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was a kind of a late bloomer. I was really, really shy. Yeah.
Okay, what is it like to be greeted by legions of fans who are very devoted to your songs and your
I don't know if it's legions.
What's that like?
I used to have a big complex about meeting fans outside of the workplace. You know, like I'd go to the supermarket and I'd be buying yogurt.
And they would
and fans would come and look at me and go, "She's buying yogurt," you know, and that would bother me a lot. And I would like run away and I'd get all huffy puffy.
Right.
But you know, that feel like that was the wrong attitude to take, because this is a good thing. This is their way.
It is.
This is a form of appreciation, and I should start getting worried when nobody cares. And so nowadays it's not a big deal. I'm just really comfortable with it. And if I do meet somebody, I say,
Hi.
this is a really good yogurt, or something. I mean, I'm just really relaxed about it.
You're more comfortable with that kind of attention.
Yeah, so I used to dread coming back to Korea because I was afraid of being recognized, but now coming back to Korea it feels like going home also. It's a second home now.
Good. Now, do you have any major plans for this year?
Well, it's been 2 years since 2.5 years, I think, since my last full-length album. So I really want to take my time and devote myself to promoting my 5th album. I'm planning concerts throughout the year. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to school right now, but I just kind of put that on hold, and I really want to just focus on work. And I just want to see where it takes me. I'm leaving it open. As long as I can, I want to promote my 5th album.
So would you say you're happy right now? Are you satisfied with where you are right now in life, both personally and professionally?
Professionally, it's very, very exciting. Especially starting last year. I got to do I'm starting music in Japan now also. So at the same time I'm doing music in Japan, I'm coming back here to Korea to promote here. So it's exciting. Personally, I have no life. Just because I am so busy. And I'm just going back and forth. So my 2005 New Year's resolution was to be more of a friend to my friends. Just be less neglectful. Just call them and take the time. Because I really feel like in the end that's what's really important. So I'm trying on the personal level.
That's good advice for all of us, I think.
It really is. And, I mean, I called my friend and I said, hello, and she said, Lena? Hello. And she couldn't believe I was calling her. And that made me sad. So yeah, that was a sign.
Okay, when you're not singing or studying, what do you do with your free time?
When I'm working, if I have any free time, I really just try and take the time to rest. So I kind of just stay at home and I just kind of sit in front of the TV and I just try and relax just because I need to be singing all the time. So I need to recover and recharge. But when I'm free, I like to see my friends. I like to go out with my friends a lot and see them. I like going to movies. All the normal things.
Normal stuff that we all like to do.
Really normal things. Yeah.
Now, one question. What would be your ideal vacation spot? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, my ideal vacation spot. I've never been to Europe. I've never been to Europe, and I'm turning 29 this month. So I want to try and make it a goal of mine to go to Europe before or at 30. But I feel like if I'm here promoting my album, it won't happen before, so maybe it'll happen at.
Well, I hope you achieve your goal.
Yeah, I hope so too. Anywhere in Europe is fine. I just,
It's always a great place to visit.
Yeah, I mean, I've just heard so many good things about it. I've never been there.
Yeah. Oh, I hope you do go there one day soon.
Thank you.
Okay, now could you say one last word to our fans and listeners out there?
Yeah, well, it took me a year to make this album, so I hope that is evident of how much effort I put into this album. I think it shows more of my honest personality than other albums have to date, just because I've done more stuff. So I really urge you to take a listen and look for my album. And also I'm doing a concert at the beginning of April from
April
the 7th
to 10th.
Yes, at the LG Art Center in Seoul. So if you guys have nothing to do then, please, I invite you to come. So I think it'll be an exciting year for me. I hope that everybody takes care of their health and has a happy spring.
Okay, thank you very much. It was such a pleasure meeting you. I'm a big fan.
Meeting you.
Okay, everybody, I'll be back next time with another guest. Until then, bye-bye.